This afternoon, we're going to talk about mead. Mead is something that a lot of beekeepers and honey producers think about and are interested in, and we're going to find out more about doing it on a larger scale. So, meet Susie from Northumberland
Hello.
Honey.
Nice to meet you all.
And Susie's going to tell us about what led them into beekeeping, mead making, and led them here finally to the National Honey Show, where they've actually been with us for quite a few years.
Yes, we have. So we've been going commercially now for approximately 10 years. We did start off on a hobby scale. So we started off with about, I think Luke had around 30 colonies when I met him. We built it up as a business, and mead was something that we went into as a value-added product. So we've got a few different varieties here. We have the wildflower, rosé, heather, and our first vintage. So this is the first mead we actually produced in 2016. That one's been aging for 6 years before we've released it. But we have beekeepers, and honey is what we started with. So we're based in Northumberland in the Tyne Valley, and we currently have approximately 300 hives which produce around about 10 tonne of honey. A lot of you will actually know us through the beekeeping side of things, because we also produce queen bees, which is a big part of our business and something that we diversified more into after COVID. But mead is something that we started with, like I say, as a value-added product which allowed us to grow. We did start very small, so we obviously had to learn how to make mead when we started, and we were doing it on a hobby level, should I say. So we were making it at home. We were trying to come up with recipes that worked for us.
And then you moved into something even more interesting.
Yeah, so we thought, let's do mead. Let's make it more niche than it already is and do sparkling mead. But the thing that kind of prompted us to do that is we got married and we weren't really sure where we were going to go with our mead journey. So we thought, let's go to America for our honeymoon and visit a few meaderies out there as well, because it's really interesting. America's a bit further ahead of us with mead. So we visited a few places that did like session mead, so sort of wanted more like a cider or a beer. We visited places that did the big still meads that were quite sweet and strong, that a lot of people are familiar with in the UK. And we also visited one place that did a sparkling mead in the champagne method. And we had already spent a little bit of time in France and love champagne, as a lot of people do, and tried the mead that was made in the champagne method. And we just knew straight away, this is what we want to do. So that's what we did. We came back, we'd learned a little bit from the American producers, and we just pushed on and put all the honey that we produced into the mead, and we just started hand selling it at markets, farmers markets, Christmas markets, and that worked really well for us. The alcohol industry is a tricky industry. It's quite hard to break into. You do need a lot of marketing, and if your honey's an expensive product to use in alcohol. It's a lot more expensive than grapes. So that's been one of our biggest challenges, is actually breaking into that industry and getting people wanting to distribute for us and push it further. But it's going all right at the moment. But we have a lot of different areas of the business that we also focus on.
So tell us about the other products that you've got here.
Yeah, so we've got a few others. We've got actually some of our newer products with us today. So we start off, we've got some of the balms. We've got some polish, leather balm. We actually do a paw and nose balm, which I didn't realise that dogs can really suffer with their paws, especially agility dogs. So we produced one of them, and that's been really popular. And we're just breaking into the world of cosmetics as well. So we've got some nice soap, lip balms. I'm doing a honey hand cream at the moment. We're just sending it off for its testing. And then we also started to make kits, because we're mead producers, we get frequently asked for honey for people wanting to homebrew, and also, do we do kits? Do we provide demijohns? So I put together a kit as well for our mead. So this one makes a sweet still mead, and about sort of 15-16% ABV. And that's actually been really popular. There's a lot of people just want to make things at home, And especially on the run up to Christmas, people want that, that almost like people like to do sloe gin, don't they? So making their own mead and things is been quite popular. Yeah.
So, can I taste some of your champagne?
Of course you can. Yes, I have some here for you. So we've got the wildflower that we're going to try first. So this one we make with our spring blossom honey. There you are. And it's the most like a champagne. It's got some lovely delicate honey flavours in there. But the champagne method in itself, it's simply a natural way of making a sparkling wine. I think a lot of people who do homebrew will have probably made a sparkling mead at some point by accident. It's a very similar process, but a little bit more controlled.
So this the first sip tastes like champagne, and then it's got an aftertaste of honey.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So that is really very pleasant.
Yeah, yeah. So the next one that we're going to try is the Heather Sparkling. Now this one is made from our Northumberland Heather honey. Now anybody who's had Heather honey before will know how strong a flavour it is, and you get all of that flavour within this sparkling as well. But it does finish dry, so you get all the honey flavour but no sweetness there.
Exactly as you described.
Yeah.
It's very distinctive, quite different from the wildflower mead.
That's right. So we thought we'd go one step further with our mead journey last year, and we produced the Spirit of Honey. So this is an idea as well we got from another mead producer who used to produce one of these, but they don't actually make mead anymore. And we thought it was so good, the one that they produced, that we just had to do it with our own. So we've got a local distiller to us to basically distill the Heather mead primary fermentation into this, which is 40% alcohol. It's got all of the aroma and the flavour of the Heather. But if you're wanting something that is a little bit more, what should I say? Well, if you wanted to mix it with like a tonic, it's a little bit more delicate than drinking a mead. But you can also have it really strong on the rocks as well. And there's a few people I know prefer to drink a neat one like this on
Drink
the
it
rocks.
as it is.
Yeah, I don't think I could drink it as it is, but it is very smooth. It's because I'm not used to drinking that much. I don't feel like you have to drink all of that.
It's as you bring it to your nose, you can really almost taste it really already.
Yeah.
And yes, strong. I wouldn't say it tastes like gin at all to me.
No.
It's got its own flavour.
It does have its own flavour. It's very much them honey notes that you get from the Heather.
Yes.
It's almost got a slight sort of whiskey flavour to it, I find, that kind of earthiness that's in there as well.
So, thank you very much, Susie.
No problem at all.
And anybody visiting the show, come and visit the stand here and taste it for yourselves.
Yes.
And you'll probably find that you'll end up going home with a bottle or two.